I am 36 years old. I've been here in Lincoln for just about 6 years. I am a lawyer. I work at a local company called Huddle, and we are a sports video technology company. So I serve as their general counsel. I lead the legal department there and also the HR team. I'm also a mom of 2. So I have a son named Alexander, who's 3 years old, and I have a daughter, Aurora, who's 1. A little bit of further background. I come from a line of women who have been involved in labor and delivery and the birthing process. So my grandmother was a labor and delivery nurse, and my mom is an OB anesthesiologist. So they've both brought thousands of babies into the world. And so it was something that was always very present in my mind. This is like, what is your birth experience supposed to be like? Coupled with that, at around the time I was pregnant with my first child, there was a lot of media attention around the health disparities and the outcomes for Black women especially, but even just in general in America, we have the highest maternal mortality rate of any developing or developed country. And then for Black women, the outcomes are almost 3 times worse than they are for others. So that really resonated with me. I heard in the media stories about women like Kira Johnson who were, in perfect health and had everything going for them, and then they would go to give birth and have, some terrible outcome or unfortunately die. So I think those things were really sitting with me when I was thinking about the philosophy that I wanted to adopt in terms of my own birthing experience. And I really leaned on the whole kind of it takes a village ethos. And so it started with my decision to switch from my OB to a midwife. And that shift in birthing philosophy and in the experience I had when I shifted my care provider changed my mentality around doulas as well. It was they really kind of encouraged me to explore it as an option and to think about having this tribe and this village of women around me to help support that process. And so that's how I was exposed to the idea of doulas, and I started interviewing several locally to kind of better understand what it was all about. So I think it made a world of difference. This was our first child for me and Christopher. We didn't really know what to expect. The other thing was that I really wanted to have an unmedicated birth. And so that was a little bit different from my mom's experience. So my mom was actually able to be here for that birth. She flew out from California. But I also knew that I wanted kind of additional support for the different type of birth that I was going to be experiencing. So what I really learned, though, was that a doula can be beneficial for any type of birth experience. For me, what was most important was just feeling supported and being kind of reminded of my own strength, that what I was doing was natural, was something that I was capable of, that's something that I could get through, especially in those moments of doubt and fear and uncertainty, and just having another person who could serve as an advocate, who could remind me of my wishes and literally just kind of be there to physically support me, and my husband as well. I think completely changed the nature of the experience for me. So my birth doula did not do postpartum doula care. And I really wish I could have had a postpartum doula. I searched for one, but we didn't really have at the time a big community of postpartum doulas here in Lincoln. So I could find some in Omaha, but they weren't necessarily willing to make the trek here. And I think it would have been really helpful because I really struggled with breastfeeding with my first child and just kind of learning and understanding how it all worked. So I think I kind of leaned on my lactation consultant and others for things that may have also been within the purview of a postpartum doula.